The German Tier 3 light tank, the Panzerkampfwagen II Ausführen J, also known as the Minnie Mouse or Little Fritz, is a very rare and expensive tank to run. There are only 1,601 of them on the North America server. Since I only have 70 games, I can't see where I am rated compared to other players. Based off of the Star 1 ratings, I would be about 177th in the list. Due to its Tier 1 gun, it is very hard to do damage using the regular AP ammunition, and most people are forced to use premium APCR. This tends to cost me anywhere from 30,000 to 60,000 credits a game. No matter how much damage I do or other credit earning activities, I can't ever seem to run a profit on this tank. Because of this tank, it is a tank I play purely for fun. Brief history of the tank: it was a tank that was based on the earlier Panzer I-F, which had dual machine guns in the turret and a flamethrower on each corner of the tank, which each could rotate 180 degrees. The 2J variant began as the VK1601 in 1939, and a prototype was approved in 1940. After some delays, the tank started production in 1943. Out of the initial order of 100, only 22 were ever produced, and none have survived to this day, while one Panzer I-F survived and is in the Belgrade Military Museum in Serbia. The 2J was an up-armored Panzer II to include 80mm of armor on both the front of the hull and the turret, 50mm on the side and rear, and 25mm on the top and bottom of the tank. From the front, it is stronger than a Tier 6 Russian Heavy, the KV-1. A very nasty surprise for anyone not familiar with this tank. Due to the thick armor, the engine can only get it up to about 30 km per hour and made this a heavy reconnaissance tank instead of a fleet-of-foot light scout tank. The armor allowed it to retreat, unlike its thinner-skinned brethren. Tank on tank though, the 2cm KWK-38 L55 autocannon was only really effective for suppressive fire and anti-infantry duties. KWK is short form for Kampfwagenkanone, or Armored Car Cannon, or Fighting Vehicle Cannon. In World of Tanks Blitz, the 2cm KWK-38 L55 autocannon has a penetration of 23mm for AP and 46mm penetration for APCR. The cannon is an autoloader that contains 5 2-round shots per reload. Per 2-shot round, the reload is 0.13 seconds, providing a blistering speed per magazine. A full magazine reload is 5.55 seconds. Damage output is a paltry 12 and 10 points of damage for AP and APCR. It used to be higher before patch 3.9 as Wargaming nerfed premium ammunition across the entire line of tanks. Accuracy is not very well at .551 dispersion at 100 meters. Playing the 2J is fun as you can actually drive to the cap circle and laugh as the enemy fires round after round with no damage to you. I have actually done this on a number of occasions. The British cruiser family is a danger, and some tank destroyers can be deadly even from the front. About half the tanks in the game can damage you from the side and rear as well. I've gotten several steel walls in this tank. A steel wall reward is given if the tank has received at least 11 ricochets and at least 1,000 hit points of potential damage. This is even more impressive when you think the tank only has 410 hit points. Remember to keep your tank angled to about 70 degrees as you're easily penetrated on the rear and side. Due to the speed of the tank, you are not going to run after other light tanks. Use your armor to its advantage. Use the terrain to cover your hull and keep the turret churning to reduce penetration shots and to induce a ricochet in a potentially penetrating shot. Think of this tank as a heavy in low tier games even when there are no real heavies at this tier. If you face another 2J, remember that there is effectively no way to penetrate it from the front if you are nose to nose. Try to aim at the Commander'S Cupola as you can get some damage via that weak point. From the side, aim for the hatches on the sides as they are penetratable by a 2J as well. If you are in any other vehicle, forget the frontal assault. Very few guns can penetrate the front. Try to circle strafe or take it from the flank due to the 50mm of armor on the sides and rear.